Welcome to this webinar on parental engagement. First of all, you want the parents to know about Purple Mash. You could organise a meeting for parents after school. You could do this yourself with teachers explaining what Purple Mash is all about. You could have someone from our CPD team come in and do this, or you could get your children to talk to parents about Purple Mash. Maybe your digital leaders. If you haven't got digital leaders and you're interested in that, just click the teachers button and then scrolling down, you'll see there's a digital leaders area here. You can see there's a free pack that you can download, and there's also a video to give you a bit of an idea of what digital leaders is all about. The other way you can inform parents is by sending a letter home. If you want to do that for your class, just click the admin button and print pupil logins. You can select your class from here. And instead of printing the login cards in select format, you could just select letters to parents. Clicking print here will print a one-sheet A4 for each child, which will explain what Purple Mash is about and include the child's login card so that they can use Purple Mash at home. Here's a login card / letter that I've printed off, and what you'll notice on here now is there's also a parent code. Now the parent code allows the parent to create an account which will enable them to view what's happening in Purple Mash for their child, and also give them the ability to log in for that child. So if the child needs support with logging in, or the child's forgotten their password, then the parent can do that for them. And what I'll do is I'll show you how a parent would actually log in. They just need the parent code here, go to the portal, which is on the bottom of the login card, click register parent, parent would put their parent code in here, put in the child's name. I've logged in as a parent now, and you can see I've got 4 children on my account, and if I want to log in as one of them, I can just choose which one I want. So I can just choose Alex there, and you will see as I'm looking at Alex's account, I can see any activity that's happened in his Purple Mash account. I can see that he's had a couple of rewards here. I can see he's handed in a to-do from the teacher, and I can see there's a teacher's comment on one of his pieces of work here. If I want to see if there's any work been set for him, I can click on to-dos and I can see any to-dos that have been set for Alex. Any work that the teacher's commented on, or that the child has decided to share with me. And if I needed to, I could also log in for the child. So if Alex has forgotten his password, then I can click Access Pupil View, pop my password in there. And I'll be logged into Alex's account. So it's really handy for parents to be able to interact, view, access their accounts. Again, if I need to change it from Alex Wilkinson, you can see up here, I just click on there and I can select to go into Simon Wilkinson's account, and I can move across to there. and then simply log out from here. So that's one way of the parents interacting with the parent portal, is being able to access and see children's activities and also log in for them. There are, of course, a huge range of resources within Purple Mash that could be used at home, irrespective of whether or not the teacher's actually set a task. I'm going to come to to-dos in a little while, but let's just look at some of the activities that parents could do with their children at home. In the tools area, there are lots of creative options, everything from creating their own animated story. They can publish their own documents, so they can create cards and menus and leaflets. They can also create their own coding activities. There's a set of challenges in To Go that they can work their way through. There's lots of opportunities for art and design here, from basic painting through to painting in different styles, animation, designing and building your own vehicles, rockets, houses, and producing nets, printing those off and building them. They can create blogs about their favourite football team or their favourite hobby. And you've also got the ability for them to create quizzes to share with their friends and activities here, as well as build their own 3D games. And right down at the bottom, we've also got the ability to create their own musical compositions. So there's lots of creative space here for children to build and create their own content. In the games section, we have a whole series of maths games here, and we have also text-based games as well. And we have the Time Crimes of the Loganator, which is probably for the older children, because this will require quite a lot of problem solving. It will require them to know that there's 360 degrees in a turn, and it involves text-based programming too. Up at the top here, though, they might like to practice their times tables with Monster Multiplication Game, or the multiplication tables checker, which will give them a simulation of the Year 4 multiplication tests. But there's lots more fun ones up at the top here too, for maths games. If the child is younger, then there's Mini Mash. This is a whole learning space for early years, so this is for nursery and reception children. If they fancy reading books, there's Serial Mash. There's a whole series of different books at different levels, and within here there's a whole series of ebooks that they can read. There are also activities that go with these books too. So if they want to look at a book, then you can see each chapter of the book comes with a multiple choice test. It comes with a sequencing activity and also an extended writing activity. So if they'd like to read for pleasure, the Serial Mash books are a great place to start. If as a teacher I'd like to share work that the children have done with parents, then there's a number of ways that I can do it. Let me just show you how you might share an activity. I'm just going to go to my work folder, and let's say I want to share this game here. So I can choose the game, and I can decide that I want to open it up, and I might want to share it. So this is the share button, the globe. And you can see here, if I click share, I can share it to a display board where multiple pieces of work can be seen. I can get a link for this, so I could pop a link on my website and parents can click on the link and go and see the piece of work, or I can create a QR code for the resource as well. And if that was scanned with a phone or a tablet, then that would take you through to the game. I can also embed it within a web page. So if I wanted to put this as a star game within my class's web page on the website, then I would use this code here to embed it into the page. If I submit to a display board, I can just click on the display board I want to send it to, click OK, and that work will have gone to the display board. If you would like to create a new display board, simply click on the admin button here and go to Manage Display Boards. Here you can create a new display board by clicking on the plus button. Give it a title. Give it an icon if you want to. And here you can decide what you're going to share. If you're sharing it with parents, you might want to take the pupil's name off because it's going public. You can decide if you want to be the person who puts the work on the board. You can say you want it visible to the public, and you can decide who in school is going to be able to see it, which class or classes, and then just click Save. That display board is now active, and you can see there's a Get Links button. There's the QR code. That's the URL, and that's the embed code for this display board. So again, if you wanted to send a letter home to parents at the end of a topic saying, this is the sort of thing that we've been doing in our class this term, scan the QR code on the letter, and you'll be able to see some of our work on a display board. If you're unsure about this and want a little bit more information, there's a little video guide at the top right here. If you'd like to blog about your work, you can create a blog. Again, click on the admin button and click Manage Blogs. Here, you can just click the plus button and create a new blog. Again, same sort of options as we had with display board. Who can see it, who can comment on it, who can post on it, and save. Again, video guide, top right hand corner if you need a bit more help. So it's very easy to share work of the pupils either to blogs or to display boards. Let's just have a quick look at a display board. You can see here a typical display board. If you have more than 8 pieces of work on a display board, there'll be a scroll button to the side. At any point as a teacher, if you want to edit the display board, you can just slide the editing button on here. But you need to access that from the Managing Display Boards area. Any one of these pieces of work, when you click on it, will open up so that you can see the piece of work in full. If you'd like to see blogs, again, sharing button, shared blogs. You could just click on the relevant blog and you'll go through to the class blog. You can in fact now allow parents to add comments to the blog. That is completely optional. If, however, you do that, no comments will go on the blog unless you've approved it as the teacher. We're now going to look at setting a piece of work for children using to-dos. So I'm just going to go to my work folder to find a piece of work. I've created an activity on Goldilocks here that I might want them to do as a to-do. So I click on the activity there and I go set to do. I can give it a description. I can click on the audio instructions if I think they need audio help. I can even set objectives for this task here as well if I wanted to. So if it was year 1 and it was English writing, then I can click on here and click which learning objectives I'm covering in this piece of work. I can tag it if I wanted to, don't have to, but I could tag it English. and then I can set a date for when I want them to do it. Now I can set a date in the future. If I don't set a date at all, it will go to them straight away. What I can also do is have a hand-in date if it's homework and I want to give them a set date for handing it in. And here, where it says restrict access, I can decide if it can be done anytime, or it has to be done at school, or it has to be done at home. So I can select here. So it might be done at home, this one. I can get it to repeat if I need to. That might be more applicable to a maths activity possibly. And then when I go next, I can just choose who's it going to go to. Now, if I've created groups, I could click on groups and I could select a group, or I could select which class. Now, I don't have to choose the whole class. If I clicked on here, it would be the whole class that would get the to-do. But if I just click on the little button there, I can choose which children are going to get this particular to-do and just click set to-do. And those children will have been allocated that to-do. So when the child gets home, all they've got to do is click on their to-dos and they'll find the activities waiting for them. If you'd like to know more about the to-do process, there is a manual, and we also do other webinars and help and support, but we will always cover this in a CPD on-site session. So if you've got one of those coming up, the to-dos will be included. Okay, hopefully that's given you a good idea of the sort of things that you could do in terms of parental engagement. So, of course, you can start with just introducing Purple Mash to them. You can send letters home and with their login details if you need to. You can also suggest other sort of tools and games and books that the parents might be interested to do with their children. And don't forget, of course, there's the parent portal now where the parents can register for an account. They can see what's been going on in Purple Mash, whether a to-do has been set, whether work has been shared with them, whether the child has got a reward. And they'll also be able to log their child in if necessary. If you'd like to see the video that the parents see in their portal, then if in the search button here you type parent portal, then you can see there's a support video here, and that will explain what's going on in parent portal to the parent. Hope you find that useful. If you need any more help and support, please do contact us at CPD. You can simply email cpd@twosimple.com. Again, if you'd like to book on-site CPD, you just need to send an email to bookcpd@twosimple.com. I hope you found this interesting. Thanks very much for watching.